to the nation. Dr. PlayStation Nation here, talk to you guys over a little bootleg TDM, guys. I know I'm bringing you guys a TDM. That's weird, isn't it? I usually don't play TDM, guys, just because I usually roll with a party, and it's very difficult to get high-scoring games in TDM. It's not difficult to get good KDs. I could go 9-1, 9-1 forever, but the problem is, who wants to watch me get 9 kills over the span of 7 minutes? Anyway, I am rolling in the mercenary playlist here because I am not rolling with a party. It is kind of nice to play every once in a while just because you know you're not going to run into those teams of tryhards that just go for beat-em or are just will wreck your face. It's really nice, but anyway, let's kind of get on to the point of this commentary, which is going to be the start of my new series, guys. This is going to be the series where I teach you guys how to use most of the guns in Modern Warfare 3. I have a lot of experience with most of these guns. I've gotten almost every gun at least up to level 30 once, most of the time up to level 20-ish twice. But anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. Let's get started. So for this first episode, we use the M4A1. Not only is this my favorite gun, guys, I used to have a problem in Modern Warfare 3 of using this gun for too many commentaries. You guys started to not like it. But not only is this my favorite gun, but this is the best gun to start off with, because really the only tip or trick or the only really thing you need to realize about the M4A1 is this is the jack of all trades gun. This gun is not great at anything, but it is good at everything, guys. It has decent recoil, it has a decent reload time, it has a decent fire rate, and it has decent damage and drop off at that point. So it's a good gun in every scenario, but not a great gun in any scenario. So it's not like the MK14, where it is an amazing gun at medium to long range, but it's complete shit up close. So it's not like that. Nice little double kill here, but it's not like that, but it is good in most scenarios. So hopefully you guys can go try this out. It is really refreshing when you're kind of getting bored of Modern Warfare 3. Pull out this gun. It is really great. That being said, let's move on to proficiencies. We're going to go from proficiencies to attachments to perks, and then finally to your point streaks here. So hopefully you guys can enjoy it, but let's get started. So that being said, that this gun is really good in all scenarios. It is also worth saying that this gun really, it's not about improving its weaknesses, it's about playing to your strengths. So with most guns, you want to apply attachments and proficiencies and perks based on what the gun's weakness is. If the gun has a really long reload time, you're going to want to either put extended mags on it so you don't need to reload as often, or you're going to want to put sleight of hand on it. If the gun has a small mag, you're going to want to apply extended mags on it. If the gun, I don't know, has really nice damage, then you might want to drop a little bit of it, put it back down to average damage, but have a silencer on it so you can stay off the map. There's lots of things that, lots of guns that have certain weaknesses that can be improved through proficiencies and attachments. The M4A1 is kind of special in that case because it does not have any of those major weaknesses that need to be fixed with attachments in order to do well with it. This gun, you really want to make sure that you're using attachments, proficiencies, and perks that match your playstyle, and that's kind of why I started with it, because it's the easiest one for me to kind of suggest attachments for. So as far as proficiencies goes, if you guys want any kind of suggestions, I would highly suggest the dual attachments proficiency, because it does not have any huge weaknesses like major recoil like the CM901. You don't need to have kick on it. If you guys are using something like a launcher, I might be able to suggest that you use, what is it, focus. I kept on calling it flinch before. It's called focus. So you can use it in those closer combat situations, because when you're against something like a PP90, if he gets first shot and you flinch, you're probably not going to be getting all your bullets on target. So something like focus might be beneficial again. Against ability is probably just shit. Like, it's shit with every assault rifle. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to suggest about proficiencies, and same goes with attachments. I'm using the silencer red dot here just because my strength, what I love is I love staying off the minimap. I love that, and I love the red dot. Not to say that the iron sights on this gun are bad by any means. It's all around a good gun. So from there, you guys want to pick to your strengths. If you guys love running and gunning, you might want to take off the silencer so you can kill faster. If you guys are running the lower point streaks, definitely take off the silencer, because you don't need to stay off the map. You don't need to worry about getting into a bunch of gunfights at once. So that's the kind of thing you guys need to be thinking about. Let's move on to perks next. So the perks are kind of different. It doesn't really... It's not like the proficiencies where you have freedom to pretty much choose anything and it's still a decent gun. you're going to need to choose the proper perk. So if I were to suggest anything, if you're rocking a silencer with this gun and you would like to use something like a launcher, you are going to need Scavenger, guys. The drop-off for damage while using a silencer isn't bad, but it's not the best I've seen. So you guys want to make sure if you're using a silencer to use Scavenger. I'm not using that in this game. Instead, I'm using Sleight of Hand Pro just so I can switch to my secondary more promptly. So I have the ability in close quarter situations to use my secondary whenever I want. You guys could also use something like Blind Eye if you don't have silencer on. Use that in kind of maybe with a launcher or no, sorry, because you have Blind Eye on. You can actually shoot at it, so you can throw on a secondary MP9 or something like that. That would probably be a good combination, so that's kind of a suggestion for you guys. But again, play this to your strengths. Do what you like to do. For second tier, if you guys would like to use Hardline Pro, go for it. If you guys want to use Assassin to stay off the map paired with Silencer, go for it. Everything is a good kind of pairing for this. So now let's kind of move on to third tier perk. Again, use whatever you want. I like to use Dead Silence sometimes, but because I am pairing it with a red dot, Stalker is a really good fit for me. It gives me the ability to make sure that most of my bullets get on target because this gun does have lower damage. And then finally, let's move on to point streaks. I know I'm kind of burning through this, but let's move on to point streaks. Again, use what you want to use. This gun does not have any strengths. It's not like an ACR where you can go on super long point streaks with it. So unless you're a super skilled player, and myself, I am not a super skilled player, I wouldn't go for a Pavlo with it. But unless you're a super skilled player, I would suggest sticking to support or the lower assault strike package. Again, specialist probably isn't going to help you out much because there's not a lot of weaknesses to improve on. There we go. I got 32 and 6 with 5 assists, guys. Most assists, most kills, and second for least deaths. Hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed this. Hopefully this is a good series for you guys. Comment below about anything I said. I got my links like Twitter and all that great stuff in the description. Like the video if you guys like this new series, and subscribe and join the nation if you haven't. Anyway, guys, now that I'm done my link spiel, I'm the Doctor, and I'm out.